Good morning, it's Phoenix Amore. Yeah, the quality of this video is going to be a little grainy because it's not quite light enough outside yet. I usually get my little sunlight in here, but it's more about the message than the quality of the video at this point, like I told everybody. So I posted something yesterday about the Holy Trinity, and I wanted to kind of dive into that in this video because a lot of people do freak out when they hear the term deity. And that's why I wait. If you notice, I let people assume, and then I'll break stuff down for people to make them step back. This is all that really deep spiritual stuff that people have lost sight of in the arguing about religion and all that. You miss all the healing aspects in the Bible, in the Quran, all these things that we're overlooking because we're too busy fighting each other about religion. So I mentioned Holy Trinity. And if you noticed, I put that Genesis Bible verse up because it let us make man in our image. And so it's really deep when you think about it, because I said now somebody would go to God and ask him if he was schizo. But clearly God wasn't schizo. The Holy Trinity being that deity, Father, Son, Spirit, that's God. But you noticed what I broke down is that three-dimensional, okay, universe, world, however you want to say it. Now that's deep in itself, because when you start talking about astral projection, understanding what that means when God said, "Let us make man in our image." Do you understand that if God made you in His image, that means certain people, if they've kind of evolved, know how to exist in the three dimensions. So when people start talking about astral projection, if you are Christian or even if you're Islamic or whatever, and you don't understand it, or you freak out, or you say that's witchcraft, no, it's not. God actually built that into man to be able to do. So then you start reading the Bible verses about cosmic warfare, and it suddenly clicks to you like God gave some people really the ability to basically exist in those three dimensions and know how to navigate. This is what's so deep about what I said about going through boot camp and all that, and God calling me to that other dimension. That's what I said when I said I died. Literally, I knew I died, but it's like he called me to that other dimension, spirit, my soul, to speak to me and say, I got some stuff I need for you to do. You have to go down this hall. So now when I revisit all this stuff, if you're intellectual and logical, I just explained it to you in your terms to where you get it. Three-dimensional universe. Okay, so there was something that I wrote. I said, ask me where I've been: hell, heaven, earth, lyrical soldier, rebirth. So hell, interestingly enough, I kind of feel when I talk about Hades and then mid layer and all that kind of stuff, I feel like when you're in that spirit form, astral projection, if you're advanced enough, you know how to navigate and go in. And again, when I mentioned that Kayla Mueller and God, I was not thinking about her. That's again God saying there's something with her soul that's not rested. So now you get what I'm saying about astral projection and really that warfare where I'm like, no, for real, I was having to fight some stuff. So sometimes, again, especially some of these Christian psychiatrists understand. That's why I said when sometimes people are speaking on spiritual terms or they're saying certain things, you can't even assume that they're wacky. And I did address some atheists intentionally. Listen, I know all about Richard Dawkins and this God delusion and all this kind of stuff. But I also know that some atheists have gotten just batshit crazy about this militant attitude with it. I think that's where people are really coming to a middle ground. It's like, why have to be militant anything? If you're militant atheist, then you're no better than Islam folks that you say practice Sharia law. What's the difference? So you just became something that you said you're totally against. And I don't get that. Maybe I'm just too rational. I have no idea, but I believe in God. But I'm still rational. So y'all confuse me. I'm reading some of this stuff with the atheists. I'm like, y'all sound a little OCD to me, and that's really how I try not to get into too many debates with some atheist people, because like, you want to call somebody schizo if they're religious, but I call you OCD because you can't help but debate somebody who's not even trying to debate you on this stuff. So understand me. I can speak to some atheists about some things and get them to understand on a science level. That's the cool thing with me, is I understand science stuff too. But a lot of that, if you know my background, I do not have a college degree. A lot of that I'm really pulling from God. That's what I talked about with people. When I woke up and my head was killing me, it's like, oh, I feel like it's like this upload, or I downloaded something, information. And so as I start pumping that stuff out when I'm writing, when I'm reading through it, it's also God was teaching me. That's what I talk about. Boot camp wasn't just fighting and all that. That was part of it. Don't get me the wrong way. But some of it was, as I was writing stuff, I'd go research it and all that stuff. And but again, I say God speaks only directly to chosen folks because people abuse power. Now you get it. If you imagine if everybody knew how to tap into that stuff, the world is bad enough. Could you imagine how it would be if everybody knew how to tap into it? That's why he selects certain people only to be able to do spiritual warfare, cosmic warfare, because people just abuse power. So anyway, I hope this really kind of brings some things down for people to really get. So you guys take care. I'll be doing some more videos.